weekend trip to Florence because of problems with his knee. The meeting took place in his absence, and it included an appeal for peace around the world. The 5-day Mediterranean Frontier of Peace meeting of bishops and mayors finished yesterday with a document highlighting values and principles for the improvement of the countries surrounding the Mediterranean Sea. The participants also called for an end to the war in Ukraine. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Tannhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to see you. What more can you tell us about the Pope's health condition and this meeting where he was expected yesterday?
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. Well, there have been indeed some last-minute developments with regard to the papal trip to Florence last week. It came at the same time as the conflict in the Ukraine escalated and Russia invaded the country and started a war here on European territory. We received news from the Holy See press office that Francis will not travel to Florence on a very short note. It seems that the Pope's knee problems have become worse. And as you said, he will also not preside over Ash Wednesday celebrations this week. Regarding Florence, the primary focus of his trip was of the Mediterranean refugee crisis. This has been a topic very close to Francis's heart that he has not grown tired of addressing. Also, his last trip to Cyprus in Greece was heavily influenced by the situation of the thousands of refugees trying to come to Europe. And Pope Francis's visit to Florence would have been the culmination of a 5-day meeting known as Mediterranean Frontier of Peace, attended by bishops from the Mediterranean countries in North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. The conference still took place, and EWTN's Catholic news agency covered it online despite the Holy Father's cancellation of his trip. Everyone who has observed the latest public appearances of the Pope will understand that walking has become very difficult for him.
And Andreas, while Pope Francis canceled the trip to Florence, I understand he still went to the Russian embassy to the Holy See last Friday. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, yeah, Tracy, this is correct. And it's a small sensation, really. Not so much because of his knee problems, but because it seems that this has probably never happened before, that a pontiff is visiting an embassy to the Holy See. Usually, the ambassadors come to the Holy Father and not vice versa. The decision to go to the Russian ambassador and ask for peace bears great symbolism and was a strong sign. He also addressed this during the Angelus prayer yesterday on St. Peter's Square and found strong words saying that those who wage war forget humanity. They do not start from the people, they do not look at the real life of people, but place partisan interests and power before all else. Pope Francis criticized those who, and I quote again, trust in the diabolical and perverse logic of weapons, which was the furthest from the logic of God. They would distance themselves from ordinary people who want peace. In fact, Francis said that the ordinary people are the real victims in every conflict, who pay for the follies of war with their own skin. But you know, Tracy, over the weekend there have been many powerful gestures by the Church here in Rome to show support and solidarity with Ukraine. And the people in Ukraine have taken notice, as I've been assured by the EWTN office in Kiev.
Oh, thank you so much, Andreas. We appreciate your reporting. Andreas Tannhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Thank you again.
Thank you, Tracy.